Hey everyone, this is the new Kindle Scribe and Kindle Scribe Colorsoft, Amazon's newest e-ink device. Now this is the first generation that is actually significantly different than the original Scribe. So this now has an 11-inch display, and if you get the Colorsoft version, it also comes in color, which is really nice and competes with the Markable Paper Pro. In this video, we're going to take a look at the unboxing as well as tips and tricks on how to maximize your time with the Kindle Scribe. So inside the packaging, you get a braided USB-C cable. This is what you're going to use to charge your device, which is nice. It's a nice cable, some basic paperwork, as well as some extra tips if you want to replace the nib or the tip on your stylus. So this is good. So you have 5 extras for whenever yours starts to wear thin. Now a quick hardware tour of this new Kindle Scribe. You can see the 11-inch display right here. On the right-hand side, we have the power button at the top. Then in the middle section is the magnet for your stylus. At the very bottom is your USB-C stylus, and that's pretty much all of the hardware. On the back, you just see you do have some raised rubber pieces on the corner, which will help to add stability when you have this down on a table. Now, right off the bat, I find that this is just a really thin and slippery device, so I went ahead and ordered Amazon's folio case. This is the plant-based leather case. It's really expensive. It's like $80. The leather one is something like $140, which just seems absolutely ridiculous to me. However, it's pretty much the only one available on the market right now. And I do find that a case is really helpful for just making this a more comfortable device to hold, as well as putting it into different stand angles for reading or writing. So I went ahead and ordered it. By the time you're watching this, hopefully there are more cases out there. But if you want a simple one that fits like a glove and from a first-party provider, this Amazon one is very nice. It's just, well, very expensive. I'll leave this linked in the description if you want to check out this case. Okay, so Amazon has changed up the home screen. So when you jump into home, you can see a few different things. You have quick notes, which you can expand this category or leave it smaller. I'm gonna keep this a little bit smaller. You can always hop into a quick note right here. And then this is something that I actually complained about in the last Kindle software, so I'm glad to see Amazon fix this. You now have a jump back in section. So this is going to be all of your recent documents, whether it be a book, an audiobook, or a note. You can just hop right back into that. That's very convenient for getting quickly back into something you were recently in. You also have a recently added section. I'm going to turn this off just like that. You also have several features to try. I'm going to X out of all of these. And then of course, the rest of it is just going to be recommendations and books that they're trying to sell you. That's nothing new. Okay, then if you go down to the bottom and you click on your library, this is your standard library view, which is gonna have all of your books, as well as any PDFs or other documents that you share to your Kindle. And you can see up here, you also have collections. So a collection is basically a folder. And so you can put anything in here from notes to documents to PDFs and more. So this is a nice way of organizing. You can also change how this screen looks, whether you have only things downloaded, only things read or unread, Audible, books, and more. So you can customize how that screen looks. You can also sort it by various things. You can also have everything, or you can have it only in collections like this, or you can have it in a list. Okay, there's this tab called Workspace at the bottom, and this is going to be for all of your writings and all of your notes. So you can create folders and you can create notebooks, and yeah. So let's go ahead and hop in. So here I have a quick note. So the first thing you can do is customize the template. So if you tap at the top of your device and you click this little notebook button, you can go down to the bottom and change the template. So there's a bunch of template options that you can choose from. I'll change this to legal pad, and I can apply it to all pages or just this page. You can see what this looks like. Okay, so now this is a little bit uncentered, so I'm gonna go down to this selection tool, and I'm going to select this and simply move it over here. Okay, and you can see this toolbar on the right hand side of your page. You have the pen tool, and you can see your 5 pen options, as well as the thicknesses. And if you have the Colorsoft version, you also get the colors. And you get the same thing for the highlighter. If you're on the Colorsoft, you get colored highlighting. The eraser, and you can do 2 options. You can just have your standard eraser, which just erases whatever you want it to erase. Or you can do erase selection, and then whatever you select, it will erase. You can see there is a little bit of bleeding from the color on this page, and you can see if I go out and back in, it will fix that ghosting. And on the Colorsoft, you will have quick access to color profiles. So the pen, you can have 2 color profiles, and the eraser, and then the highlighter, you also have 2 color profiles that you can swap between. You also have your pointer if you're just trying to swipe. And then if you're in the selection tool and say you have a selection, you can copy it, you can cut it, you can delete it, or you can change its color. I'm going to go ahead and copy this. And then if I swipe over to the next page and I tap, I can paste it there. I could also go to my clipboard here and tap, and it will paste it just like that. I can also resize it. Now there's a couple of tools in this. You can get a overview of your entire document so you can see all the pages, which is very handy. You can select multiple at once, and you can delete them or move them or whatever. You can also duplicate pages. So say you make a template basically that you want to use, you can copy that and paste it or duplicate it and reuse that as a de facto template. You can also move it to a different notebook if you want. And there's some AI tools which you can actually have it refine and clean up your handwriting, or you can have it create an AI summary, which I don't find that useful or that helpful, but that is definitely a feature if you want to use it. And finally, you can share this via email, either the page or the entire notebook. So maybe you have a notebook you want to share with someone. You can send it via email, you can convert it to text and send it, and there's some other options as well. And of course with this pen, you can also hold this little button on the side and turn it into the highlighter. And of course the pen works as an eraser as well if you turn it upside down. So there's 2 ways of writing on a book. So you can simply write wherever you want, and then Amazon will turn that into a box, and you basically have to obey its rules when it's in a box. So once the box is created, you can make it bigger or smaller, which generally works okay. So you could even, erase this and redo it. However, this isn't going to show up on other devices. It'll only show up like this on here. So if you're to open this up on your computer or your phone, or maybe a standard Kindle Paperwhite, it won't have these annotations. And so you're gonna have a different experience on both devices, which is why I don't love this feature, and it's also hard to control. Now, if you're gonna try to do something like circle a piece of text, you definitely can't do that. It's gonna create a circle over here. Now, what you can do is just, tap somewhere, have it create a box, and then you go back in and utilize the pen tool like that. And you can expand it and say, this is, important. Something like that. And I don't really love this because it changes up the way the page looks every time you do it and anytime you modify it. And, if you increase or decrease the font size of your page, it's also going to, adjust the annotations that you make. And for me, this is a big departure from a physical book where you're getting a very reliable layout on every single page, and you have a little bit of memory of what you read and where you read it based off the highlighting and stuff like this. And this takes away from that. So I don't like this feature that much. Instead, what I prefer is to use this little sidebar feature. And this kind of splits your screen in half. And this lets you put annotations on the side. So I can say, wow, and it's going to create a little annotation right there. You can see that little note icon. And if I swipe to the next page, it resets and I can go back. So that's gonna be there. Now, if I underline something, which you can do with the pen, and I start writing, it's also going to attach it to that. You can also use this for highlighting. So I like this much better because it creates a consistent panel for annotating, and this very much feels like a margin. You can also expand this, make it a little bit bigger, make it smaller. You can also have it overlap your reading if you want. But I like it just side by side. And of course, you could also go into your format, and you can actually flip this to a horizontal layout. You can have more of a true split screen effect like that if you wanted to. And this diagonal will still be bigger than something like a Kindle Paperwhite, so that's kind of handy if you want to use it that way. Now, I also like this because if you go into your bookmarks setting, you can see all of your handwritten notations here, or if you type them out via the keyboard, they'll also pop up here. So it aggregates them all in your highlights and notations, which is distinct from if you were to just write on the page and have it create a little box. So I think this is the best solution in my opinion. Now, a couple of nice toggles within your settings. If you tap on the top, you can click popular highlights, and this will just show you all of the parts of the book that people highlighted. It's kind of cool to look through, before or after the book, depending on the genre perhaps, and just see what other people were interested in. That's just a cool feature. You can also turn on a vocabulary builder, which means that any words that you look up, it'll kind of remember that and quiz you on those words after the fact. You also search through the book, of course. And here's a little grid layout if you want to look through the book. And you can scroll and scrub. And if you want to go back to where you were, you can simply click the X or click most recent down here at the left. You can also go to a bigger screen view like this and scrub through. And then if you want to go back, you just click this little back and you're good to go. Now, other settings you might want to utilize, there is auto brightness. I typically don't like this. I like to set my brightness manually, but you can turn on auto brightness. If you have the Colorsoft version, you can change the color from standard to vivid, which will just make it a little bit more saturated. And if we click all settings here, you can see a few more settings. There's not a whole lot of stuff here. You can do things such as manage your storage. You can change up what this smart action or the shortcut button does on your pen. I think highlighter is probably going to be the most common feature and way people use this, but you can also have this shortcut button activate, a fountain pen or the lasso tool, or create a sticky note, or whatever you want. So you have a few different options there. Then if you want to, you can also sync your Google Drive, your Microsoft OneDrive, or your Microsoft OneNote, so you can easily access various files and folders from your device, which is pretty handy if you want to sync certain documents right from your device. And then if you ever want to connect a pair of Bluetooth earbuds to this device, you can listen to your Audible books. You'll come into your Bluetooth settings and go down to Bluetooth devices. And from here, you will connect. So if you have a pair of AirPods, for instance, you can connect them by putting them in pairing mode and then going into your Bluetooth settings and connecting them. And then you can listen to an audiobook from your Kindle. Also, something to note about this pen stylus is that it uses EMR technology, which is called electromagnetic resonance. So any pen that has EMR technology, you will actually be able to use with your Kindle Scribe. So if you don't love the one that Amazon got you, you can actually use other ones, such as an S Pen from a Galaxy phone or a variety of other stylus options you can find on Amazon. And lastly, there is a web browser, which if you want a really distraction-free way of browsing the web, you can do that. It's very slow, but it's kind of nice. Like if you use this very intentionally, it's cool. So just like browsing Wikipedia, for instance, you can do it. It's not great, but it's there. And lastly, you can actually send PDFs and various documents and articles to your Kindle. There's a variety of ways of doing that. You can do it by downloading the Kindle app on your phone, and then you can pull up that PDF on Safari, and you can click share and send it to Kindle, and it'll send it to your device. You can use the send to Kindle feature in Google Chrome or on Amazon's website. So there's a variety of ways of sending documents to your Kindle as well. You also get a personal send to Kindle email, so you can email certain files and it'll come directly to your device. And if you want to find that, you go to your account, and then at the very bottom, it'll show you your send to Kindle email. So that's it for this new Kindle Scribe. It's nice that it has new colors. If you're into comics, that will be great. It is probably a little bit better for retention, for studying and highlighting, and a little bit more vibrant experience overall. Let me know your thoughts on this new device. The software is pretty much unchanged from the previous generation, but it is a nice device overall. Let me know if you have any thoughts or questions, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.